Annoyingly, I recorded this video yesterday, and it was going really, really well. The video turned out fantastically good. But in the last 3 minutes, the audio decided it didn't want to actually work. For some reason, my microphone that was plugged into the phone decided to stop working. So here I am the next day and recording this video again. This video is I suppose like a follow-up to the DVD one, the Why DVD Matters as a Format. This is more specifically focused on TV shows, though. Like, yes, streaming is fantastic for television shows. It's great if you want to watch the new stuff on Netflix. It's great if you want to watch some of the 20th Century Fox stuff on Disney Plus. And Paramount Plus has some of their shows on there, there's like the new shows on there as well, like Yellow Jackets, and it has like the new South Park specials that are specifically made for Paramount Plus. But like, unless you go to like Amazon Prime, 99% of the stuff that I'm going to show now isn't actually available through streaming services. And if they are, you end up having to pay a premium for them. And as we all know, if the rights or the lease on the shows has ended, you will lose that content. But if you'd bought them physically, or if you do buy them physically, you can buy them secondhand. You can go to CEX and pick up a full collection of Buffy the Vampire Slayer for, I don't know, 15, 16 quid. I mean, I've seen some people pick up the entirety of The Sopranos, the big black box set, for a £5 in a charity shop. But these are ones that I have chosen specifically because these are things that I have loved, I've watched, and more importantly, these are shows that you can't necessarily find or buy. There's a couple of these that are actually available now, and there's a couple of them that I don't know, I feel it's more strictly physical than they would be on digital, and to have the physical product would be would be a lot better, so that's why I have them. But first off, I've not done this before, as you know, because you've been watching the channel. My order from Signal One's Christmas sale came in after a delay because the two items that I'd ordered hadn't arrived, which is the fantastic sort of companion piece to the French Connection and Bullet. It is the 7-Ups with Roy Scheider. Absolutely great movie. I've been meaning to get this for a long time. I've got it on DVD. I've been meaning to get the upgrade. This was, I believe, $5.99 through Second Sight. So I was just like, you know what? I'll take the punt now. I'll get it, and it's there. So this came yesterday. The other film that came in the order is Gary Busey's Eye of the Tiger from 1986, directed by Richard Sarafin, and cool movie. I really like this film. That's why I picked it up. I think this was reduced to $7.99, but I'm a silly idiot, and I ordered this, but I also ordered this. So I mistakenly ordered 2 copies of Eye of the Tiger, and I don't really know what to do with one of them now, so I'm going to do a giveaway. All you have to do to get a copy of Eye of the Tiger on Blu-ray is to tell me what year DVD was released in the West. The format, not a film, the format. What year was DVD released as a format in the Western side of the world? Answer that question, and also tell me your favourite film. So what year was DVD released in the West, and your favourite film to be in for a chance to get a copy of Eye of the Tiger, sealed, brand new, from Second Sight. And the reason I'm giving it away is because I can't be asked with the hassle of returning. I don't think I got paid for it either, so I'm not 100% sure. So yeah, giveaway. If you want a copy of Eye of the Tiger on Blu-ray from Second Sight, tell me the year that DVD was introduced as a format in the West and your favourite film. The first person to do that will get a brand spanking copy of 80s classic Eye of the Tiger, starring Gary Busey. Butter sausage, butter sausage. I don't know, that is such a weird video. So, on to the subject at hand, I'll say. This is about TV shows. Why I feel that while streaming is amazing for TV shows, and you can watch them in high definition, you can binge till the cows come home, but it's usually all just the mainstream TV shows that you can see. So if you go to Disney Plus, it's only stuff like Lost and 24 and Prison Break, maybe Scandal and stuff like that. Or if on Netflix, you've got the Netflix originals like Stranger Things. What else is there? And the Asian import stuff like Alice in Borderlands and All of Us Are Dead. So streaming is fantastic for TV shows, but it's not for the older stuff. And this makes me feel old because I talk about older stuff all the time, but the truth of the matter is, films and TV shows that were made years ago tend to be better than stuff that is released now. Don't get me wrong. There are TV shows that are out that get you gripped, like stuff. Like I watched the entirety of what's that TV show called? Silo on Apple TV. I watched it in a day. I was hooked by it. Same with Ted Lasso. I watched that on Apple TV. I think I watched series 1 and 2 in a day because they're only 30 to 40 minute episodes. But this is stuff that you can't necessarily find on streaming, and if you do, you end up having to pay a sort of premium price for a complete season. So I'm going to go through some of these. Some of these are actually like BBC stuff that isn't on iPlayer, stuff that you can probably only get on DVD from the BBC store, but I'm not even sure if the BBC store exists anymore. This is stuff that I've picked up on Amazon. It's also stuff that some of this stuff is stuff that I've mentioned in previous videos. So I'm going to kick it off. So the first one is Terry Nation's Survivors. This is a 3-season box set, or 3-series box set. I believe it's 35 episodes. It was originally broadcast in 1975, 1976 and 1977. It was unfortunately cancelled at the end of the 3rd season, which sort of left on a hangover, but didn't really. It kind of tied stuff up, but also left you thinking maybe they were going to do a 4th series. It stars Ian McCulloch, Jane... What's her name? Oh, Caroline Seymour, not Jane Seymour. That's Dr. Quinn, Medicine Woman. Lucy Fleming, Dennis Lill from Only Fools and Horses played Alan, who was Cassandra's dad. Gave Rodney the job at his printing factory, I think it was. This is like straight up post-apocalypse. Like the first season is more sort of like the direct aftermath of 99% of the Earth's population being wiped out by a super flu. The second season is sort of like trying to maintain a semblance of humanity by setting up communes, I guess, and trying to self-sustainability and living off-grid and living off the land and going back to the old ways of farming and stuff like that. And then series 3 is grim. It's pretty grim. It's muddy and just winter, and there's disease and stuff like that, and people don't know what they're doing, or they're just trying to do what they can to survive. It's very, very post-apocalypse, but it's a fantastic series. I've wanted to watch this for years and years and years. I saw this was on offer on Amazon. It was reduced from $39.99. It was reduced from because this was when it was released. This was reduced from $39.99 to, I think it was $19.99. So I was like, I'm gonna pick that up because I really want to see it. Now, I've watched Survivors from start to finish about 4 or 5 times, and every time I watch it, it's still an incredible TV show. And it was a show that was made in the 70s, and it was a show that was made on a relatively small budget, but it has such a atmosphere of dread and uncertainty that runs through it that made me really, really, really I got drawn to it. And I think with a lot of these shows, actually, they all sort of follow the same sort of theme, I guess, of the end of the world, the post-apocalyptic sort of landscape, and how people deal with certain things. I mean, it's one subject in cinema that interests me more than any other subject, which is post-catastrophe. How would we survive? Like post-nuclear, post-zombie, or zombie apocalypse. So I love Dawn of the Dead. Disaster movies again, what is it? The Day After Tomorrow. How would you act in a situation where life is put on the line and your survival is of the utmost importance? What would you do? So, again, like Survivors, another show that I did watch prior to buying this, before it was also released in the UK. I think it was on Sky One. This I found out about it simply by finding out that the pilot had aired and read the synopsis and went, that sounds pretty good. I watched it, and every week after I watched the next episode. This is one of my favourite TV shows. I've got 2 favourite television shows of all time. This is one of them, and the other one's coming up now. This is Jericho Season 1. Jericho Season 1. Jericho is a television show about a small town in Kansas, which is Jericho, Kansas, and how they deal with the aftermath of consecutive nuclear blasts throughout America, and how they deal with life in a small town when the rest of the world has gone to shit. It's a great TV show. It got cancelled at the end of season 1, and it then got reissued for, I think it was a 7-episode run second season, due to fan backlash. The fans of Jericho decided to protest CBS cancelling them by sending thousands and thousands of pounds of nuts to CBS's office to show their support for the show, and to essentially force CBS into reissuing, or what's the word for it? Reissuing? Is it? Yeah, reissuing, I guess. A second season for Jericho. It stars Skeet Ulrich and Gerald McRaney, and it has a pre-Walking Dead Lenny James as a bloke who might or might not be involved in the procurement of a nuclear device. It's fantastic. It's so good. And it's a shame that they didn't carry it on after Series 2, because Series 2 was also sort of left on a cliffhanger. But it dealt with Also, not just family dramas and relationship dramas and stuff like that, but also the stuff that would come with a nuclear attack. Maybe it's not anywhere near as grim as The Day After or Threads. Like, this is soap opera compared to those works of horrific, like especially Threads, which is probably one of the grimmest depictions of post-nuclear life, I guess. I do also own season 2 of this, by the way. But yeah, this is a very, very good show. This is only available. Well, I don't know if it's available on streaming. It might very well be available on Amazon Prime, but again, you'd have to pay per episode, or it might be like 20 quid, I don't know, for the complete season, or 20, well, like 15 quid for the complete season. This one, I imported this from the US in 2007. I think it was 2007 or maybe 2008, and it cost me a fucking fortune. This cost me $29.99 for the series. That's pretty good, isn't it? But it also cost me another £23 in import tax. So you got to be really careful when you import from America to the UK, because anything over a certain price, you will get hit by import tax, which will then put the price that you paid even higher, because the UK are fucking wankers. But Jericho is a really good show. It's a very, very good show. Like I said, if you're interested in the sort of post-nuclear, post-apocalyptic sort of scenario, like the end of the world prepper type of stuff, then Jericho is a top banana show. It's very much soap opera, like I said, but it's like that mid-2000s sort of network TV. So it's going to be pushed to the levels of melodrama because they have to run to a certain length of time for the series, which is usually about 22 to 24 episodes. Like, there's a lot of shows that did it. 24 had a lot of filler episodes. Prison Break season 2 did not need to be 24 episodes long. It could have been 15 episodes and they would have told exactly the same story. Which then leads me on to a show that is basically it's available on Disney Plus. I know it's available on Disney Plus because my brother is currently binge watching his way through it. This is my favorite TV show of all time. I've watched this TV show from start to finish about 10, 11 times because it's amazing. It's Lost. Now, I know this is available on streaming, and why would I just choose a show that isn't available, well, is available, when I'm talking about why DVD and Blu-ray is a fantastic format for TV? I bought this when Disney Plus didn't exist. The only way to watch Lost was to either watch it when it aired on either Channel 4 or I think it was Sky 1, or rent or buy the DVD or Blu-ray. Now I have season 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and the final season 6. And I absolutely adore this show. The reason I have kept the Blu-rays is because, again, it's a physical copy that if I do ever cancel Disney Plus, I've still got Lost I can watch. I can watch it whenever I want. And it's, like I said, it's my favourite TV show of all time. And I think when it comes to TV shows, instead of collecting every single TV show, you should really only collect. I say you should really. I'm not telling you you should or you shouldn't. But personally, I only collect the TV shows that really I love. So they would be Lost. Again, more imports now. More imports from the States because these shows aren't available in the UK. This show I also have 6 seasons of. There is 1 season left that I need to get, but it is currently $44.99 on Amazon, which means I will get my ass kicked by import tax because I think it's from a Amazon seller, not necessarily Amazon. So I don't want to take a chance, and also I don't want to spend £45 on a TV show. But it is a very good TV show, and again, it's one that isn't available, I don't think, on streaming in the UK. It might very well be on Amazon Prime, but I've never come across it. It is Tales from the Crypt. I love Tales from the Crypt. I love the sort of anthology TV shows. There was Tales from the Dark Side. There was Freddy's Nightmares or Nightmare on Elm Street, this show. I think there was a Friday the 13th show. Stuff like The Outer Limits and Night Gallery and The Twilight Zone. All these little anthology shows that had like half an hour episodes that were told an entire story. And another one, actually, which I was going to bring up in this, which again is an anthology show, is this, which is the Ray Bradbury Theatre. This is 65 episodes long. It is on, I think it's 6 discs. It is 1,571 minutes. This is not available on Prime. I've looked, I couldn't find it. And then again, this was an import from the States, and I imported this at a time when it was cheap. And yeah, so this is, I was going to talk about this. I talked about it quite a lot in the first video I recorded, but I'm already on 21 minutes and I don't want to go over too much because the last video was 48 minutes. But again, Tales from the Crypt, I had to import these because they're not available on streaming and they're not available on DVD in the UK, which fucking sucks because the UK is always deprived of great stuff. Now, these have had all 7 seasons, at least I think it's 7 seasons, all 7 seasons released to DVD in the States, but nothing in the UK, and it's Warner Brothers as well. I just don't understand why the UK always misses out on DVDs and stuff. So I'm going to do these 4 quickly. I've talked about my love of science fiction and British science fiction and old classic science fiction. And so I wanted to just quickly talk about the Quatermass show, which is like the late 70s Quatermass. This was released in the United States on DVD from A&E. This is the complete version. This is the episode 1. It's all 6 episodes, I believe it is, with John Mills as Bernard Quatermass and Simon McCorkindale. This was also released in the States in a sort of edited down version, which was then released as, I think it was the Quatermass Conclusion, but this is the full release. This has actually had a UK Blu-ray release by Network, but as Network is now no longer around, I don't know if I'd be able to pick up the Blu-ray at a decent, reasonable price. I haven't really looked, to be honest. It might still be only like $12.99. But Quatermass is one of my favourite science fiction characters of all time. And because I love this so much, I ordered the Quatermass in the Pit Blu-ray from BBC. This is, again, I think 6 episodes. This was released in 1958. This is black and white. And it's good. It's very good. It's classic 1950s science fiction, although shot on a television budget. This one stars Andre Morale as Bernard Quatermass, and while it is BBC's adaptation from 1958, so the picture quality isn't going to be up there with some other stuff, but for a Blu-ray release of a very difficult to find, I say it was quite difficult to find at the time, like 1950s science fiction show made by the BBC on a lowish budget. This actually is amazing. I don't even think that's on streaming, or it might be on iPlayer. I'm not sure. I haven't really checked, but because of that, I also have the Hammer version of Quatermass in the Pit. This one, it stars Andrew Keir as Bernard Quatermass. This is the film version of the 6-part TV show. This film's fucking amazing. I absolutely love this film. Visual effects for 1960... When was it? 1967. So less than 10 years after BBC broadcast the original Quatermass in the Pit, Hammer released the theatrical version of it. It's written by Nigel Neal, and it's very, very good. So just wanted to point that out. And another BBC show that I did have on DVD, but I was in desperate need of an upscale or an upgrade because the DVD, while it is watchable, it's not the best picture quality because it is a DVD of a 1980s shot on video and film, I guess. I think it was shot across film and video. Adaptation of a classic science fiction novel is The Day of the Triffids. This is the 1981 BBC adaptation of John Wyndham's Day of the Triffids. One of my favourite science fiction stories of all time. I also own, if I can find it, there it is, the 2010 release starring Dougray Scott and Jolie Richardson. This is shit, by the way. It's fucking rubbish. It does have Eddie Izzard in it as well. When I recorded the previous video, I called him Ezzy Iddard, but it's Eddie Izzard. It's crap. It's not very good. This, on the other hand, as a BBC Blu-ray, looks phenomenal compared to the DVD and compared to what was shown on, I believe it was re-shown on BBC Two a couple of years ago. I can't really remember. But again, one of my favourite science fiction stories of all time, John Wyndham's Day of the Triffids. This is as close to the source novel as you will get. The 1960s Howard Keel adaptation is very much not book accurate, I guess. It's a great film, but it's not book accurate. And finally, this TV show is one of my favourite comedy shows of all time. My two favourite comedy shows of all time are this one and Only Fools and Horses, which is way up on the shelf. I don't know if you can see. I'm not gonna do it. So I got the big red box, which has every single season or series of Only Fools and Horses in. This one, I ordered the audio versions, the made-for-radio versions of this on Audible, Series 1, 2, and 3, and it really put me in the mood to want to watch the actual live TV show. I couldn't find it anywhere at a reasonable price. I had it on Amazon. It's $1.89 an episode, or it's $3.99 a series, which isn't too bad. That's really, really not too bad, but it's in standard definition, which, understandable, at £4 for however many episodes, I think 6 or 7 episodes. It's pretty good, but I didn't want to have to spend $3.99 on all 10 series of this, because it would work out at about 40 quid. I picked up Dad's Army, the complete box set, on Amazon. The same place where the digital versions were available at £4 a pop. This cost me, in the sale, $14.99. The bargain of the century, I'd say. This and Allo Allo, which I also picked up as well, which I can't find, which is really, really baffling me because it's not a very small box. It's quite a chunky boy. But I absolutely adore Dad's Army. It's one of my favourite comedy shows of all time. It wasn't, like I said, on Amazon Prime, but it was $3.99. It was on BritBox, but they only had random episodes. It wasn't like full series or anything like that. And I haven't seen it on iPlayer, but I had to pick this up, and that is just the price compared to buying all, I think it's 9 series and specials. The price compared to the digital, like £39.60, I think it came to, or something stupid like that, or £39.69, I think it was, if you bought every single series as a digital version, compared to $14.99 for every single disc, well, every series on disc in a physical format that I can just chuck into the DVD player. It's phenomenal. It's phenomenal. So this is why I think that physical media is such a good format for television shows. Yes, it's a great format for films as well. We know this. This is what I talk about every week. But TV shows and importing and like just being able to, like, if you want to watch a TV show, but it's just not available on any streaming service, you have the option there to order a physical copy of it. It might take 1 or 2 days to get there, if depending on where you're ordering from. It might take a couple of weeks to get to you, but you can still order it and you can have that physical release and watch it whenever you want without having to look through 10 different streaming services just to find out that it's not available, or it will cost you more in the long run to order or to buy or rent the full collection, which you do not own. Because if the rights drop, then it's gone. But with the physical copy, it's there. Yeah, I know. We talk about discs and stuff, and like I say how much we need to support physical media, and we do. But again, streaming is a very good platform for television show. I've said this in many videos. I have said that it's fantastic for TV shows. It's not great for films. It's great for new films, but it's not great for older films. Like, there isn't really a streaming service that has classics on it. Like, there's no streaming service where you can watch the 1930s, 1940s, 1950s film noir. Like, they just, no, there's no mass demand for it, is because they're more so niche genres of stuff. Like, why would a company like Disney Plus take a bandwidth with a film that only maybe 2 or 3 people will actually find and go, well, I'll watch that, when they can put Avatar: Way of Water on there? So, digital versus physical for TV shows, they both have their pros and they both have their cons. The pro being streaming is convenient. It's convenience. You're there, you can just go onto Disney Plus, you can watch every episode of Lost, you can binge it in like however long it takes you to watch it. But then there's also the cons of, you could get halfway through a series and then Disney could remove it, or Netflix could remove it, or Prime will then set it to purchase, which they have done in the past. They've had TV shows on there that you can watch for free on Prime Video, and you watch like the first 3 series or seasons, and then 4, 5, and 6 you are stuck behind a paywall, which you're already paying for Amazon Prime, so you don't particularly want to spend more money on top of what you're already spending. But if you can find the complete collection of something for a reasonable price on a physical format, then that's what we should be doing, I think. And like I said, there's stuff here that I've shown that have been really difficult to find, like the Bray Bradbury Theatre and Tales from the Crypt, which has never had a UK release. Survivors, which is sort of a very obscure, sort of niche TV show. Like Jericho, I think, is still widely available on Amazon in the UK. But yeah, that's all I was. I was just looking through everything the other day and looking at the TV shows and thinking that, like, the TV shows that I have on DVD are TV shows that aren't necessarily available on streaming platforms, and just wanted to talk about it. So thank you all for watching that. I am close to 1,000 subscribers, which is, again, fantastic. And I just want to pop this up again. Do you want a copy of Eye of the Tiger, starring Gary Busey, before he was goddamn mental? Butter sausage, butter sausage. All you have to do, if you want a copy of this, is to tell me what year DVD was introduced to the West as a format and your favourite film. First one to do that will get a copy of this. I will find a way to DM you, and yeah, competition. Woohoo! And that's it. this video is longer than I thought it was going to be because I did waffle a little bit. But sorry it's taken a week to put up, but I've had stuff that I've had to do. We had my mum's funeral, and then I was in work, and I just didn't have the time. Like last night I recorded the video, and it, like I said, the audio cut out in the last 3 minutes, which was shit. But yeah, I just want to say cheers, my dears, and thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for commenting. And if you want that copy of Eye of the Tiger, what year was DVD introduced as a format in the West, and your favourite film? First one to comment gets Eye of the Tiger. So as usual, I'm going to throw up the peace sign, woohoo, and shout, peace. I'm out.